Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be shedding light on the ample downsides appertaining to being a Sigma male. What are they, you may ask? Without further ado, without further delay, allow me to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now. Lamentably, much to my dismay, much to my consternation, much to my chagrin, much to my agony, much to my distress, and much to my grief, there are ample downsides appertaining to being a Sigma male. What are they, you may ask? Well, some of them can be direful, calamitous, and catastrophic in nature. One profound downside appertaining to being a Sigma male is that Sigma males live lives that are devoid of a social life. What is the issue with this? Well, Sigma males may not have any friends. Sigma males are not ingratiated into salubrious social circles. Sigma males strive to reach their overarching goals. They strive to reach their higher aspirations. They strive to actualize their latent potential. They strive to actualize their overarching visions. They strive to bring their dreams to fruition. It comes at a cost. And as a result, they wind up forgoing having a social life. Sigma males are incessantly, unremittingly, ceaselessly, strategically working hard 7 days per week in an earnest, valiant attempt to reach their goals. They sacrifice having a social life so that they can attain goal progression in a more expeditious manner. Sigma males are missing out on experiencing other facets of their life. While there is merit in living a highly fulfilling, highly accomplished life, it feels semi-meaningless if you wind up having no friends and no social life. Sigma males cannot confabulate with others. They cannot befriend others. They self-impose a restriction upon themselves that denies them the opportunity to partake in a social life. Sigma males seldomly socialize. Almost all their waking hours are earmarked towards pursuing entrepreneurial pursuits and towards pursuing knowledge attainment pursuits. They are entrenched in their work. They live their lives in the confines of their work life. They do not experience a life outside the scope of their work life. So they do not have social lives and will unfortunately have very few to no friends as a result of forgoing having social lives. It is what it is, but it's part of being a Sigma male. Sigma males prioritize reaching the overarching goals above all else, and it comes at a steep, staggering, hefty, exorbitant, lofty cost. It comes at the cost of not having a social life. This segues into my second point, which is that it also comes at the cost of not having a familial life. Do Sigma males yearn to have a family? Do they relish the company of others? Sigma males will never know what it is like to be blissfully married. Sigma males will also never know what it's like to have children. Can it be a fulfilling, worthwhile experience? Well, it all depends on the context of the marriage and the outcomes that transpired from it. Sigma males will never know what it's like to be blissfully married, nor be fathers. They forgo getting married and they forgo having children. So even if they are pining for that familial life, they will not experience it. And in spite of how successful, wealthy, and prosperous they become, at the end, their life may seem all the less worthwhile if they do not have friends nor family members. Sigma males do live very fulfilling lives. They make meaningful, worthwhile, meritorious, profound, positive contributions to the world on a global scale. They're able to enrich other people's lives and elevate the standard of living. They usher in innovative product offerings into the marketplaces. However, they also live imbalanced lives. They dispossess themselves of their time in order to attain goal advancement. However, it comes at a steep, staggering, exorbitant, lofty cost. It comes at the cost of not having a familial life nor a social life. It also comes at additional costs, which most people blithely, grossly overlook. Another downside appertaining to being a Sigma male is that they are all the more apt to succumb to ailing and poor health. Sigma males prioritize reaching their goals to the extent that they often do not take heed of embracing health optimization measures. Sigma males may succumb to acute inflammation, ailing, and they may even be all the more prone to contracting a debilitating, perilous, lethal, hazardous, life-threatening chronic disease. It is unfortunate, but it is what it is. The Sigma males neglect to embrace health optimization measures when they implement insalubrious, deleterious, adverse dietary decisions, when they shirk on exercising, when they gulp down noxious beverages, when they desist from taking vegan supplements, when they forgo sleeping, when they abstain from embracing stress alleviating activities. This can all redound to their disadvantage. You should never do anything that can decrease your longevity rate. You should never do anything that can amplify your mortality rate. You should never do anything that can ravage your DNA. You should never do anything that can truncate your telomeres. You should never do anything that can unravel your chromosomes. Sigma males prioritize reaching their overarching goals above all else. And they gormlessly and prudently prioritize reaching their overarching goals over optimizing their house. It's not worth it to reach your overarching goals if it comes at the cost of having poor health. You should never degrade your health. You're better off deferring reaching your overarching goals and having vigorous, stellar, robust, optimal health than you are reaching your goals more expeditiously and having poor health as a result. So, Sigma males should always take heed of optimizing their health above reaching their overarching goals. You could always postpone reaching your overarching goals. Not all of your waking hours need to be earmarked towards entrepreneurial pursuits, nor towards goal progression pursuits. Take time to embrace health optimization activities. It will redound to your advantage. Make salubrious dietary decisions. Embrace moderate exercises. Drink distilled water. Take vegan supplements. Sleep. Embrace stress alleviating activities. And Do everything in your purview to optimize your house so that you can thrive, prosper, and flourish and attain vigorous, optimal, robust, stellar health. You want to be imbued with unalloyed energy. You cannot work efficiently nor productively if you are lethargic, debilitated, fatigued, frazzled, torpid. It will take longer to get tasks accomplished. If you are working in an impaired state, you're not going to be able to optimally complete tasks. You want to be able to efficaciously work seamlessly and not be in an inflamed, impaired state while working. It's a distraction and it causes your progress to profusely slow down. You do not want to be stymied, nor stifled, nor encumbered, nor obstructed, nor impeded. So, moving on, another downside appertaining to being a Sigma male is that life can be overwhelming. As a Sigma male, you experience chronic burnout, chronic fatigue, and chronic stress. Your life is your work life as a Sigma male. It is deluged with responsibilities. You're incessantly working. The work is endless. And you have no aid. You have no one who you can delegate tasks to. You have no one who you can outsource tasks to. And since you work in creative capacities, you're always pushing yourself harder. You have no guidance from others. And you have to do your utmost best to be successful. To be successful in spite of the challenges that you are preordained to encounter as an entrepreneur. Sigma males are Sigma males are bold, brazen, audacious, studious, meticulous, tenacious, hardworking, resilient, introspective individuals. They are overwhelmed with responsibilities in their work life. They are also cerebral individuals. They are creatives, forward-thinking mavericks, entrepreneurs, innovators, and pioneers of their own destinies. Living the Sigma male life is conducive to eliciting chronic fatigue, chronic stress, and chronic burnout. Sigma males do not take respites. They do not take reprieves. They do not take sabbaticals. They do not take hiatuses. They do not take vacations. They do not take breaks. They just incessantly work all day and all night. When they're not working, they're sleeping for very few hours. They hardly eat. They hardly sleep. They seldomly socialize. And they rarely interact with others. So, it's just overwhelming to be a Sigma male because you bear the onerous burden of incessantly working in an attempt to reach your overarching goals. And you have no choice other than to make this work because we live in a control market economy with no semblance of a safety net, even though there are over 13,000 evisceration fees that people work real private sector jobs based on voluntary demand, pay into, and did not receive anything for paying into. So, Sigma males know that the owner's burden of being profoundly successful as entrepreneurs has befallen upon them, and that they have no choice other than to press onward, thrust their lives in a forward trajectory, and be profoundly successful, even if it comes at the cost of them not having any semblance of a life outside of their work life. I hope that you deem this video to be insightful and enthralling. There are an exorbitant amount of downsides appertaining to being a Sigma male, some of which are almost unbearable for most people to cope with. However, Sigma males are well acclimated with living the Sigma male life and are just accustomed to not having social lives, not having familial lives, being overwhelmed, and not optimizing their health. They should, however, prioritize embracing health optimization activities above prioritizing reaching their overarching goals. They can always defer reaching their overarching goals. It's just not worth it to reach your overarching goals if it culminates in your health being degraded. You never want your health to atrophy nor wane, nor metaphorically be in arrears. Reaching your overarching goals is not a worthwhile, warranted, merited pursuit if it winds up decimating your health and the progress. You want to be able to attain stellar, robust, vigorous, optimal health and not have poor health. You're better off having optimal health and reaching your goals in the pending future than you are reaching your goals and having subpar health. I hope that you deem this video to be engrossing and informative. Have a blissful day. Goodbye.